So, this is Webster Griffin here in Washington, D.C. Very interesting. So it's the James Hinton campaign in the 5th Congressional District of California, Napa, Sonoma, Santa Rosa, and such areas. You have a concrete alternative to the bankruptcy of the reactionary Republicans and the Wall Street Democrats. So make good use of that occasion. Now, looking at the big picture, is the Ukrainian fascist tail able to wag the NATO dog? Well, it looks like that's happening. We've got all these reports of a full-fledged invasion. Concrete, we seem to see 10 Russian POWs. Now, of course, there may be more. We can't rule it out. But this is not exactly Adlai Stevenson providing convincing evidence in the UN Security Council. Very dirty role being played by Anders Fogh Rasmussen. Anders Fogh, there is the NATO Secretary General. He is, of course, a reactionary Dane, and he is somebody who made his career by supporting Bush, Cheney, and Condi on the Iraq War in 2003 when they desperately needed European cover. Anders Fogh was there to provide it. And now we just had the following exchange going across the world. Yatsenyuk, the IMF austerity fascist from Ukraine, says that he wants NATO membership for Ukraine. I call upon the American people to reject in the most categorical way this lunatic alternative. Yatsenyuk is ready to fight to the last American, and so is Fogh Rasmussen, ready to fight to the last American. If the Topol missiles come down on you, you can thank Yatsenyuk and Fogh. Yatsenyuk says the door is open to this. No, the door is closed. And we've got Fogh Rasmussen coming forward with these photos. These photos allegedly of Russian military vehicles in Ukraine, right? Who knows where they are? And these things are from a private company. In other words, it's a bunch of Beltway bandits, contractors, sort of the, what can we say, the private military firms of the intelligence area, the Blackwaters of satellite imagery. They're the ones who provided this stuff. We've got Mark Lyall Grant, Lyall. It's really Lie-E-All. Lyall. He's always lying. Read a list of alleged Russian military units engaged in Ukraine. This list you can get on the internet. This is really embarrassing stuff, right? They cite social media. He says, I found it on Facebook. The danger is now grave. I think we're approaching red alert if we're not already there. We're certainly at a heightened yellow alert, and I don't mean the fake British increase in the terror alert level. They do that when the government is getting shaky, right? They're headed towards an election. Maybe they want to influence the Scottish referendum. Remember the liquid terrorism of 2006. To keep Tony Blair in office for another year or two. In this case, Obama is going to the Baltic states next week. That is to Estonia. I'm sorry, Estonia is a nest of revanchists and neo-fascists. It's one of those countries where the SS division anniversaries are practically national holidays. After that, Obama goes on to Wales to a NATO summit. And here we will find that the British will be welshing on their commitments as usual and attempting to stoke this confrontation. Remember, the British are only important if there's confrontation. That's the Lepidus complex of Churchill, right? Caught between the superpower Roosevelt and the superpower Stalin. Churchill was infected with a Lepidus complex. He had to have conflict, otherwise nobody needed him. Only in a case of a Cold War was he needed, and that's exactly what he made sure happened back then. In addition to this, as if this weren't bad enough, we've got Poroshenko. We call him Poroshenko because his policies are obscene. He will be coming to visit Obama on the 18th of September. And I hope there will be a suitable welcoming committee of patriotic Americans, perhaps in Lafayette Park, to denounce a fascist head of state attempting to embroil the United States in a useless and futile war. On the ground, the entire military situation has, you might say it's shifted, although the encirclement of fascist units by the pro-Russian separatists, or whatever they are, federalists, the encirclement of the fascist units was already the main feature of the map before the MH17 went down. So in a sense, I think we're just revealing a process that was already there, but which the NATO media chose to hide. Anyway, we got significant fascist units encircled, right? And I'm thinking of General von Paulus at Stalingrad in 42 to 43. Remember, Hitler promoted him to field marshal so he would not be able to surrender. He did it anyway, wisely. This time, Poroshenko has ordered the fascist units that are encircled in eastern Ukraine to fight to the death. Don't surrender. Don't lay down your arms. Don't take up the offer of the humanitarian corridor. All of this, the timing, very suspicious. Would Putin really launch a large-scale incursion, if that's what it is, the week before the NATO summit? Or is this part of atmospherics at the NATO summit? We are excruciatingly suspicious of this entire situation. And we've been noting the Goebbels Prize has gone to Jen Psaki at the United States State Department. The Mad Dogs in Striped Pants, she's the front woman for them. And she gets the Goebbels Prize with Berchtold Palm, because this is also lying in public. Whereas the Goebbels Prize has also been awarded to, let's see, the Goebbels Prize is what she got. Oh yes, of course, Samantha Power and the Power Rangers, they got the Ribbentrop Award for her performance. And interestingly, in that United Nations Security Council meeting, where Samantha won it, Turkey's had brought up this question: where are the air traffic controller tapes of the MH17? Back in a minute on World Crisis Radio. Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. This is our Labor Day weekend edition. It's the 29th of August here in Washington right now on Friday afternoon. So we've attempted to sketch the Ukraine situation. We're actually told that the governments of Australia, the Netherlands, and Belgium are insisting that the contents of the black boxes and also the air traffic controller tapes be kept secret. Why? As Churkin says, hey, Samantha, you're talking transparency. Well, where's all of this material? Could it be you're suppressing it because it negates your NATO narrative that you always refer to through innuendo, blaming the Russian side for the MH17? No way. So we have to assume that there's a strong element of new Sarajevo provocation in here. And remember this Mark Lie-all Grant, unbelievable impudence from this representative of Perfide Albion. He actually had the gall to repeat the fable of the 23 Russian armored personnel carriers supposedly entering Ukraine on August 15th, a special stealth column, stealth that only British prostitutes had the secret of penetrating it and seeing it, because to everybody else it was invisible. So also to point out the role of a Lithuanian war harridan in the Security Council, The Russian proposal was very straightforward. Immediate unconditional ceasefire, stop the killing. Oh, no, said the Lithuanian war harridan. Give us a little time. We got to attach some killer amendments to that. Well, we get the idea. Now,